Hi guys, we're going triple X in this video because I've got 3 banging fragrances from Parfums Vintage. It's their 10th anniversary this year and they've gone all out. Check this out. Oh, now that's sexy. Can you believe we've had 10 years of Parfums Vintage? To celebrate that, the brand have released some new fragrances in some incredible presentations. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but the fragrances I'm going to mention are Blue Ultime X, Intense X, and Emperor's Sunset X. Let's get into it. Let's kick it off with Blue Ultime X. I've been loving wearing this in this hot weather. In fact, I've just got back from Madeira. I took this with me and it went down a treat. This is just the standard presentation, but it's still got a very premium feel. It might be cardboard, but it's good cardboard. And inside is something I never knew I needed, but I kind of love it. It comes in its own little baggie. So when I took this away with me on holiday, it was safely stowed away in its own little jacket. This is the brand's take on Bleu de Chanel, specifically the EDT. What Parfums Vintage often try and do is improve on things that they felt could be improved on from the original releases. That might sound a little audacious going up against these huge brands and improving on their fragrances, but it works. The idea with this one is that they've taken the sparkly, energetic, effervescent nature of the EDT, but given it the performance of the EDP, which they felt compromised that sparkly effervescence. And as far as I can tell, that seems to have worked. I have no problems with the performance of this. It's probably similar to the EDP or the Parfum, but yet it maintains that bright, sparkly citrus of the EDT. But they haven't just stopped there. They've added a few things in. They've given it their Parfums Vintage twist. So yeah, you do get that Bleu de Chanel DNA, but they've added a few things. This one is a little more tropical. The price on this is good too. This 50 ml costs $129 or around £100, just a little under. I think for a fragrance of this quality, decent. But let's get into the big boys, starting with Intense X. Pineapple Vintage Intense kind of made the name for Parfums Vintage, much like Aventus did for Creed. Aventus, very popular, very strong when it was released. Over the years, people feel like the performance has faded a little bit from that original. The presentation of this is off the chain, not just with the outer packaging here, but inside you can opt to have this display rotary vault. Kind of a little overkill and a bit ridiculous, but like Zoolander, I think it's ridiculously good looking. Never thought I'd be quoting Zoolander in this video, but I did. So you get that beautiful Aventus-like DNA with that signature pineapple that Parfums Vintage do so well. This one leans more to the pineapple. It's not as smoky as some of the formulations of Aventus. There is obviously musks and wood and a little bit of smokiness in there, but yeah, this one leans more towards that very strong, juicy pineapple. It's beast. I love it. Great option if you like this sort of smell. The presentation of the bottle is kind of insane. And by the way, this is the pimped up version of the bottle. When you go on the website, it's kind of like when you're ordering an Apple product. You can choose to add things, upgrade, pimp it out. The standard version is the usual bottle with the normal cap, a cap like this one, but you can choose to have the pineapple cap, and let's be honest, why wouldn't you? And you can choose to have the bottle painted various different colors, various different designs. You can choose those from a drop-down menu. You can also choose to have the standard box or the rotary vault box, which is going to bring the price of the fragrance up. I think if you go for the full standard version of everything, it's that $129 or about £96. If you want the fully maxed out, pimped out version, you're going to be paying $315 or about 250 quid. So if you can afford it and you like to max out on everything in life, then you want to be going for that full maxed out presentation. Now on to my favorite of the 3 fragrances, Emperor's Sunset X. Again, what I'm showing you here is the fully maxed out presentation. You don't have to opt for this. It is more expensive, but if you want to, you can go all in. I was able to choose the bottle on this one, so obviously I went for the pineapple cap and the gladiator helmet. I'm calling it the Maximus presentation. To call this a simple hybrid between Aventus and Baccarat Rouge 540 would be doing it a disservice, because the brand have been very careful in creating something that doesn't just smell like layering Baccarat Rouge 540 and Aventus. The brand owner told me that one of the difficult things with combining those 2 fragrances is Baccarat Rouge is such a robust, musk-heavy fragrance. It's made up of, I think, these Goliath molecules. So when you put the more delicate blend of the pineapple and the citruses of Aventus on top of that, it kind of just gets absorbed and engulfed by that huge Baccarat Rouge DNA. If you've ever laid those 2 fragrances, I have, you find that you do get a little bit of that Aventus DNA in the top, but it quickly fades into that huge Baccarat Rouge smell, and that's kind of what you're left with. What they wanted to do with this though is make sure that you get that pineapple Aventus style DNA all the way through the life of the fragrance, and they've managed to do it in such a way that the Baccarat Rouge DNA is just more in the background, and that juicy pineapple just sits proudly on top of that throughout the life of the scent. For me, and the reason why I love this one so much, is because you get just enough of that creamy, musky, dense Baccarat Rouge DNA, but everything else is just layered beautifully on top of it. It's not even 50-50. I would say that the pineapple juiciness is stronger than the Baccarat Rouge sort of smell, so it's maybe something more like 70-30. But I think that's perfect because it allows that beautiful juicy pineapple core to be present for the life of this fragrance, but you just get enough of that creamy muskiness to make it very sensual, sexy, very impactful. There you go, there's your triple X's, and yes, Parfums Vintage is essentially a dupe brand, but they're a little bit different. They use existing very popular DNA formulas as their starting point, but they try to improve on it, they riff on it, they make changes, they put their own twist on it, so they're not creating carbon copies. I understand that approach isn't for everyone. If you don't agree with brands like this, then that's absolutely fine, but a lot of people do really enjoy what Parfums Vintage do, and that's fine too. If you're interested in these, I'm going to leave a link down in the description of the video. I'd love to know which ones you like from Parfums Vintage, which are your favorites. There's a couple of others I've not yet talked about, so I'll probably do that in a future video. So let me know if you want to hear about those. Also, what are your thoughts on Parfums Vintage? Do you agree with what they're doing? Are they doing something good here? Are they fixing the things that went wrong with originals or could have been better with the originals? Or are they just another dupe brand? I would love to hear your opinions. If you like the video, you know what to do. Give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do all that, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.